Welcome back to my Tetris-Like tutorial in Unreal Engine 5 using C++. I apologize, I haven't uploaded a video in like a week because I've been very sick. And the only thing that I've gotten to do since then is I just added another thing to the UI. Basically, I'm just showing the cleared lines now. I'm gonna go over that real quick. But then tomorrow, I think I finally feel good enough that I'm gonna be able to make a video for tomorrow. Usually what I do is I code in the evening, and then in the morning before work, I make a video real quick about what I did before I log in and job. Um, but in the evenings, I've just been going to bed at like 7 o'clock. But I'm feeling a bit better now. So we're gonna ease my way back into it. So first things first, I added a clear lines text, and I did the bind widget U property, and I did the clear lines number text. I might have actually gone through this already, but I was doing a day-night cycle in one of the online courses that I'm taking, and I was doing it in this project, and I thought I had saved everything, and I was like, well, I should probably do this in like its own project. So I pulled everything out into its own project, and then I reverted all the code in source. So it blew away everything that I was working on, but I'm pretty sure it was just this UI thing. So I went over this already. I apologize, but it's well, not new to me, but it's something I had to add back in. All right, so we added a utext block for both the cleared lines text and the number itself. I added a middle horizontal box, and I added a function to set the number of cleared lines. So over in the playerboard.h, this doesn't have anything to do with the actual UI itself, but I added an enable debug messages boolean, and the only reason I did that, the rest I just shuffled stuff around. None of this is new. I deleted some spaces. But the reason I did that is from now on, when I do a G-Engine add-on screen debug messages, I'm gonna put this if enabled debug messages in here so that I can just like toggle debug messages when I want to, and then when it comes time to package the project and everything, I can just delete that boolean, and everything with an if statement will break, and I'll know and be able to remember that way exactly where my debug messages are and where I need to delete them. Um, but anyway, back to the actual UI. So all I really had to do in the player board CPP is this is in the tick function. I added it to where I'm setting the UI functions. So if the TetraHUD widget is if it exists, then we're going to set the cleared lines number text to the scanner dot get cleared lines. And scanner get cleared lines is a new function that I added to the line scanner. And all it does is it's a force inline get cleared lines public getter const that returns the number of cleared lines. We already set up the cleared lines in a previous video, so that should all be set. And then over in the actual HUD widget itself, the set timer text, I'll show you why I did this in a moment, but I expanded this out to E rounding mode 0, false, false, 1 to 1, 1. And the reason this is because the timer is never going to be more than 10 seconds. So the 1 here is the minimum number of integers, So even if it's below 0, it will still show 0. And the second number is the maximum number, so it will go up to 99. Anything after that will get truncated. I mean, I probably could have made this like whatever, but um, yeah, I mean, maybe I could make it like 100 or something, or 3 or something, to give it up to 1,000 seconds. But I'm just using this for the timer text, so it doesn't matter. And then for the fractional digits, I'm just setting it to a min and max of 1, so it's not constantly changing. The reason I did this is because I changed the actual UI itself to be centered, so it looks a little bit better. But if it was centered and it had a changing number of digits, it would like start freaking out and changing back and forth over and over again. But the actual set cleared lines number text, it's just the same as the set active slice text, almost exactly, only it's setting the cleared lines number text, and it's passing in the cleared lines, and I'm passing in an integer instead of a float. So I believe that covers everything. The only thing left, well, first, before I set it, okay, so I made a couple changes here. Remember that when you add boxes, you have to make sure that these are named the same as the variables. So I added the middle horizontal box, and I moved the active slice stuff into the middle horizontal box. Then the bottom, I did the clear lines text and cleared lines number text. Everything else in here, it's almost the same. I changed the padding on these 3 boxes to be 3, and I changed the text to no longer be bold. It is now regular, and the size is 38. So I just went through and I did that for all of them. And now the text itself, it's still aligned right, but the numbers, they're all aligned center. And even though I'm showing 3 things here, I limited it to 1. I just left that in there to make sure that the actual text was limited to just 1 decimal point. But there it is. Oh yeah, and I also changed the overlay itself. It's now, the size Y is now 150. So, and now just to make it wide enough to have the extra. Seems to be about 50 units per line. But yeah, so real quick, I'm just gonna go through here, make sure this all works. Again, I apologize if this already was in one of the last tutorials, but it just it got blown away on my side. But I'm gonna make sure that the clear lines text is working, and I will be right back to show it. Okay, we are back. I do believe that bottom line is filled up, so I think we're good to go. Wonderful. Beautiful. I think that's kind of cool, this angle. But anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't a repeat, and I'll see you in the next one.